Chris Jackson is on the air.
Hit him like this.
It's the Night Show on Z102.9.
Z102.9 hits happen, and there you go, FeFe Dobson, and I Want You. And now I'm pretty sure that I got her on the phone right now. FeFe, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to call in and chat with me tonight.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, with somebody that's as busy as you are, what's the holiday season going to be like for you?
The holiday season. Well, for December, I know we're doing a bunch of radio shows. We're going to be around, and me and my band. And then the actual holidays is going to be probably a lot of caroling and family and food.
So did you actually get to spend some time with your family then?
Yeah, you know, my family's all around the city. I live in Toronto and in Canada, and my family's kind of spread out. But and my best friend, her family is like my family, so it's going to be like a joint double family.
Now, here's something that we actually have in common. I would have never in a million years guessed this about you, but you're actually a big Nirvana fan, right?
I'm a huge Nirvana fan.
See, that blows me away, but at the same time, I love it. I love it. Like your favorite Nirvana song?
My favorite, I love, you know, a lot of people don't really listen to the other records other than, you know, with Teen Spirit and stuff on it. But
right.
I love, like, Heart-Shaped Box and, you know, New Wave Polly and...
I'm blown away right now. That's what I'm looking for in a woman.
Paper Cuts, Negative Creep. There's so many great songs.
There you go. You are a diehard fan when you know the songs off the first album, Bleach. So, for somebody like you liking something like that, does that kind of have an influence on your music? Because, you know, you kind of ride a fine line between pop and rock, you know, and I know your song earlier this year, I Want You, had that real kind of like edgy punk kind of, you know, retro sound to it. So is that kind of an influence for your music?
I grew up, you know, in a home where there's so many different types of artists flying around through the speakers, you know. My mom played a lot of funk and, like, rhythm and blues and reggae, like, she loved Lisa Lee from the Cult Jam and Michael Jackson and Bee Gees and all that kind of stuff. And then my sister played the grunge, so she had like the Nirvana, the Smashing Pumpkins, and the Roses, the Pearl Jam. And I just kind of sat in the middle of it and just took it in.
Now, you started singing at a pretty young age, right?
Yeah, I've been singing all my life.
So, I mean, being, you know, as a young teen trying to develop a singing career, what was your teenage life kind of like? Was it far from normal?
To some degree, you know, I was normal in the sense of, like, I got teased and bullied and stuff. Like, most kids get that, you know?
Right.
That was normal. But I, you know, instead of going home and really, I guess, thinking about school the next day, I was always singing, you know, and I'd sing to my mom, and that kind of just made her happy. And she'd always wait all day just for me to get home, so I'd sing to her. And that's what I focused on. I focused on music.
And kind of never letting up on your focus there, which is kind of hard to do at a young age because, you know, you change your mind so much on what you want to do. So
that's the one thing I never changed my mind on in my life. You know, I've changed my mind on clothes and boys and different things like that, but not on music. You know, I've never given up on music, and I feel like music's really never given up on me. So it's a good relationship.
Speaking about boys here, real quick, you I mean, as far as going on tour and opening for different acts, I mean, you've done shows with Cobra Starship, you've opened for like Justin Timberlake even, and then just recently you did this tour with Headley and Boys Like Girls. What is it going to be like? I mean, what is it like for you kind of being the only girl on these all-male shows?
Yeah, it seems to be the way it is, for sure. I'm always on tour with boys. It's cool, you know? They become like my buds, and they burp around me, and they're gross, and I think it's cool because I grew up in like a home where we were very expressive, and like when I toured my first record, I toured like a rock band, you know. I was in a van and I wore the same jeans when I was a kid and just like, I was a tomboy. Now it's a little different because I'm turning into a woman, and these guys are, you know, still burping and grabbing their butts and stuff. So it's kind of interesting.
It's something that we never get over, you know. We're like that forever.
Yeah, it's cool. Nothing really phases me. I don't get grossed out very easily.
Now, also, I mean, a couple of artists I've noticed have covered your songs here in the past. I mean, I know like Jordan Sparks has, Selena Gomez. When you're hearing some of these artists covering your songs, I mean, how do you take that? Is that kind of like an honor to you?
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, I'm in my early 20s, and it's such a blessing to be covered, you know. It's different. I would never have guessed it, or would never have been like, oh, this is what's going to happen in my future. And it's just amazing. And now to have those covers and have written songs for other artists, and then have my album, which came out yesterday, by the way, Joy, is in stores. Yeah, it's very exciting. So to know that I'm now at this point, it's just a blessing.
And you've also written songs for other people. I know you've done some co-writing on a song for Miley before. You kind of helped write some stuff for Selena Gomez. Is that kind of like a new role that you might try to do more of in the future?
Yeah, for sure. You know, if I can do that and I can do it successfully and inspire young girls and stuff, that's you know, a dream. I would love to continue to write for young artists or artists that either, you know, are inspired by me or that I'm inspired by them.
Now, we're going to go ahead and take just a quick break here. If you guys actually have something you would like to ask FeFe, go ahead and text it to me at 90820. It's The Night Show on Z102.9.
No, it's me.
Z102.9 hits happen dating back to 2006 with This Is My Life. And talking to FeFe Dobson tonight, her brand new album called Joy just hit stores in the States just yesterday. So I encourage everybody to actually, I don't know, go out and maybe buy like 50 copies for all your family and friends.
Yeah.
What can we expect out of this album?
Well, you know, I've always been known as a rock pop artist, you know, and I thought it would be kind of cool to make it literal, you know, make the categories literal. And the first half of the record is a pop record, and the second half of the record is a rock record. And I just shows two sides of me, and I really wanted to show that because that's what creates. When I was a kid listening to two different types of music, and I was sitting right in the middle of it, that's how I want this album to reflect. And you can have, you know, joy, and to me, it's like a chapter of my life that I'm giving away. So I'm excited.
And that's one thing, you know, I've noticed about you and kind of highly respect about you, too, is that, you know, for the most part, the industry kind of labels you as just, you know, a pop artist, but you have so many different sides to your music. You do have that rock influence, and it kind of shows that maybe, you know, you're not going to do exactly what the labels want out of you. You're going to do the music you like, which I think really kind of makes it, you know, the best in some sense.
Right. Well, what's exciting and what's cool for me, and I'm very fortunate, is that I have a label that actually really respects and understands that I'm, you know, this artist that is influenced by rock and roll and is influenced by pop, and that's what creates my music. And they are so supportive. My manager's so supportive. I'm just so lucky to have such a supportive team.
And, I mean, you know, with the singles that you gave us so far off this album, it kind of shows the diversity. I mean, because I Want You is completely different from Ghost. But at the same time, you know, we're kind of so used to the same format in pop music that when these records of yours that came out this year, they really just stood out, especially in pop music, and gave us kind of something different for once.
Thank you so much.
Now, I want to talk about this new single, though, Stuttering, which I absolutely love. And
Thank you.
I checked out the music video for this, which has the storyline. And, you know, as I'm watching the video, I'm thinking, okay, I know what's going to happen here. But you got a little twist in the story of the video. I don't want to reveal too much for anybody who hasn't gone and watch it yet, which you should go do right now on YouTube. But what made you come up with the idea for that storyline for Stuttering?
Well, basically, the director and I, Alan Ferguson, who directed Ghost as well, we just really wanted to do something different, and we had been developing it for about a month and talking about it, and I really wanted it to be like a mini movie, you know, like a little film, and have a twist. And I didn't want to do the normal performance video for this song because the song is a very straightforward song, and I really wanted to do something a little different. And that's what I felt like I accomplished, because people are always like, oh, what is that? What do you mean by that? So check it out and tell me what you think.
It's definitely a great video. It's kind of like, you know, that little mini cinematic experience, which, I mean, you do such a great job. Usually we're so used to seeing artists, you know, sing their songs, but when you kind of bring that, you know, kind of mini movie aspect to the video, it kind of showcases that, you know, you actually got, you know, a great acting talent. Is that something you've ever considered doing?
Maybe down the line, you know. I have dabbled. I got to be on the show Hellcat. And perform Stuttering on it, but I was just playing myself, really. I wasn't.
Right.
But I mean, down the line, I would love to actually act as a character on a show for sure.
It's something we could see you doing. I know you'd be great at it.
Thank you.
You're out here right now. You know, you're promoting the new album Joy. You know, with the holiday season coming up, what is next for you? What are you going to do after this?
What's next for me? Well, I'm about to take a flight or catch a flight to LA. I'm in Manhattan right now, so let's catch a flight to LA and then perform for Entertainment Weekly, and then all up to December 19th, I have radio shows for the holidays. So I'm very excited.
So in Manhattan right now, what's the weather like?
It's rainy and gross.
Oh. Just can't stand this kind of weather, but
not very pretty.
It's got to be nice for you to be able to travel, from spot to spot where the weather changes at least a little bit. We're stuck here in Iowa where it's just 22 degrees right now.
No, I feel you. I can't wait, actually. I've been in Toronto because I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto, and it's been cold and snowy. And so to come to New York, which is only an hour away on a plane, and then have rain, and then now go to LA, and hopefully there's some sun. So.
All right, well, everybody, FeFe Dobson. I'm going to go ahead and play her new song right now called Stuttering, and her new album called Joy is in stores right now. Also, go ahead and check out that Stuttering video at YouTube, and I thank you so much for taking the time to call in and chat with me tonight.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, FeFe.
There's a whole lot of things that I will forgive, but I just can't take a liar. I was by your side till the very end, till you pushed me in the fire.